Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today are 11 ways to make your pantry more sustainable. Here's the deal. A sweet community member, she emailed me yesterday to ask me what bread machine, a bread mixer, wheat grinder, electric hand crank to buy, right? I want you to understand the need to learn to make bread as soon as possible. I mean, yeah, I know, carbs, bad word. But today it's about being able to feed your family. So I decided to make this video about the basics of stocking a pantry. Now, please remember, no one will deliver food or water to our homes after a disaster. It's a fact that we must be self-reliant. Of course, we all know that we need water. I suggest 4 gallons per person per day, but please do what you can do and do it a little bit each month. So now on to the need for a pantry to feed your family. I will mention that yes, we may need a hand crank wheat grinder if we make whole wheat bread, but we must live for today, right? Please get an electric one. I think they're easier, especially for a lot of us who are older in years and who may have arthritis in your hands like I do, okay? It makes the making of whole wheat bread every week more enjoyable. If you're new to making bread, start with sourdough bread or white bread and then learn to grind wheat and make whole wheat bread if you decide you want to do that. So if you can learn to make bread, you can feed your family now, and after a disaster when the stores are closed. Keep in mind that people are going to get angry when they are hungry. You know the term hangry, okay? This is one item that will go well with soup or anything really, pasta, to keep your belly full. Learn how to make biscuits. I grew up on biscuits and gravy, biscuits with butter and jam, or have you ever heard of, my mother used to call it shit on a shingle, but it's cream chipped beef on toast, okay, or biscuits. Now let's talk spices. It doesn't matter what you cook, what items you bake, or how you prepare fresh salad or veg, or spices just make life more meaningful, in my opinion. But maybe I just think that way because I'm Italian, I don't know. But there are essential spices that I recommend that you stock up on, but these are spices that I have in my pantry. Let's talk basil, bay leaf, black pepper, cayenne pepper, celery salt, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, or if you want to get cinnamon sticks and grind them yourself, that sometimes that actually tastes a little bit better in my opinion. Chili powder, chives, cream of tartar, cumin, ground cumin, curry powder, dill weed, especially if you're like me and you get fresh cucumbers and make your own pickles for your daughter-in-law who's pregnant. Garlic powder, garlic salt, ground ginger, pink Himalayan salt. That's my favorite salt. I just think that it tastes better, and plus you don't need to use as much because it's a saltier taste. Italian seasoning, halero, dry powdered mustard, ground nutmeg, Old Bay seasoning. Love Old Bay seasoning, especially when I'm making like Cajun or something like that. Onion powder, onion salt, lemon pepper. Lemon pepper I actually like on the fresh tomatoes. I don't know why. I've always been like that. Oregano, paprika, parsley, red pepper flakes, poppy seeds, sage, seasoned salt. Something similar to like Lowry's salt, Lawrys, Lowry's salt, sesame seeds, especially if you make Asian food a lot, which I do, and thyme. So, just think of it like this. Say we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and all you've got left is white rice, beans, mashed potato flakes. That's it. Okay. Those spices are going to make that plain ass mashed potatoes into something scrumdiddlyumptious. Okay? So, one thing that we all may want is some protein. Here's the deal. Everyone has food that they enjoy eating or cooking. I get it. You know, if you're a snob like me when it comes to food, believe me, I understand. You know, I'm that Italian that I won't go. Here's a story. Okay. Here's a story. And you're going to be like, I knew it. I knew that's what you were like. Okay, listen. I used to be friends with this girl. And she tried to, I don't know if she tried to impress me or what. And she was just like, come over for dinner, I'm making lasagna. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know. God help me. She made this lasagna. And I don't know about you, but does pepperoni belong in a lasagna? I didn't think so. So she made this lasagna, and I go to eat it, and I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, it's pepperoni. She said, I make pizza lasagna. Me, personally, I cannot, for the life of me, stand pepperoni. Don't put it on my pizza, nothing. I don't even want to be around it. I just don't like it. And I'm like, oh. So I tried to like pick the pepperoni out, but it still had the taste in it. And I'm like, oh dear God. I'm a snob when it comes to Italian food. I think it's because I'm Italian and I'm used to authentic Italian cooking because of, you know, the house that I grew up in, you know, with my grandma and my Aunt Marie and my mother and, you know, my Aunt Edna May, you know, all of us. They had me in the kitchen cooking at 5 years old. I was rolling out pasta dough, okay? So, yeah, I'm a snob. I'm a snob when it comes to Italian food, okay? So I get it if you are a snob towards certain things, okay? This is why it's so critical to go to a grocery store, the dollar store, Costco, Sam's Club, just to name a few, and choose the ones that you and your family will eat. Don't just stock up on it because it's cheap and it's, you know, oh, well, we'll eat it if we have to. No, stop it. Better stop. Get it only if you eat it, okay? Now, of course, we all love, you know, freshly sliced deli meat. I like turkey and American cheese, white American cheese. I can't stand the yellow cheese unless it's Velveeta, but that has to be in with a casserole or on a cheesesteak. I told you I'm a snob. You know, but after a disaster, the stores may be closed. So these cans of meats that you're going to fill your belly with, homemade bread or crackers or whatever, okay? Think of it like that. You're going to need protein. And you can, I mean, yeah, beans are great protein. Peanut butter, great protein. But when you're a meat eater, okay, you're going to crave that. If you are used to like having steak and eggs for breakfast, okay, you don't want to be sitting down to rice and beans in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just to get your protein. You know, I have to laugh when I'm looking at like, you know, Vienna sausages. For the love of God, I mean, that's just me. I can still remember eating those when I was a little kid. My mom actually has pictures of me holding Vienna sausages in my hand like that. I'll tell you, it was my mother. Oh, God, I love my mother. I love my mother, my father. They're the best. In order for me to eat any kind of anything besides junk food, my mom would make a game out of it. She used to put olives on my fingertips, and I would walk around going, but that's how she got me to eat. So now let's talk veg. Now, on to canned veg. I try to buy low sodium, okay, but I also realize that I can rinse off that liquid and hopefully consume less salt. I have high cholesterol, so I got to be careful. Canned fruits. I love fresh fruit. I absolutely adore fresh fruit. I just picked off of my one tree in the front yard. I've got a key lime tree. Yeah. I just picked off some fresh limes and some fresh kumquats. It's amazing, isn't it? I just love it. Frozen fruit, hey, give it to me. I make smoothies every day, right? Canned fruit. Every family has their favorites, so choose your favorite canned fruit. I like mandarin oranges. I love cherries. Who doesn't love cherries, right? It's good for actually for arthritis too, if you think about it. You know, anything. Make sure you get some fresh fruit in there, or frozen fruit. Now let's talk baking supplies. When you love to bake, right, especially during the holidays, there is nothing like having some good fashion cookies. You know, the kind that you make by hand, right? And then you make the homemade icing out of powdered sugar and water, and then you put some like food dye in there and be like, oh, it's a green Christmas tree. Okay, I remember doing that when I was a kid. You stock your supplies for your cookies, your bread, your muffins, your cakes, anything sweet, plain and simple. Okay, remember, I've always said that it's extremely important to prep for normalcy, because I don't care who you are. If you eat too much salty stuff, what do you crave after that? Sweets, right? So please stock up on those baking items that you use all the time. And remember to keep your yeast in the freezer. I have yeast in my freezer. It's been in there for 5 years and it's still perfection, okay? It will last years. I mean, you know, just trust me, I know. In case we lose power for an extended period of time, please print out your favorite recipes, okay? This is why with every newsletter that I send out for you guys every single month, I always include my favorite recipes, okay? So print those out. The next thing is snacks and chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate? I'm just saying. Dark chocolate's my favorite. So if you are a snacker, okay, you can see, you know, what your family likes to snack on. All right. I like Oreos. I love dark chocolate. Okay, give me Godiva any day and I'm in heaven. What's not to love? Yeah, I'm just saying. In times of stress, it's very nice to have those snacks on hand that you like to munch on. Okay? Play board games. Have a few bowls of treats available. You know, I mean, even if you're just sitting here at the table, you're doing whatever, and you're grabbing some peanuts, do something. You'll thank me later. So now let's talk breakfast. I stock up on powdered milk, cereal, freeze-dried bananas. I love those, but I make them myself with my dehydrator. Homemade bread I make a lot, and we always stock peanut butter. One peanut butter is for us, the other peanut butter is for the dogs because I make their treats. And then I buy different kinds of jams. I love orange marmalade. Don't come at me. So life is good with some hot bread right out of the oven or right out of your bread machine. Now let's talk about dehydrated food or freeze-dried food. I myself have purchased dehydrated fruit as well as freeze-dried food. Now it really all depends on what your pantry needs. I had to cut the video because I had to sneeze. I'm sorry. Now some of this has a shelf life that is short term, some of it is long term, but it's important to have a variety of food storage items. We have to be able to feed our family today or after a disaster. Please remember that no one will deliver your food and your water. There's not going to be any more Instacart or Kroger delivery, Sam's Club delivery, nothing, okay? And I know it sounds harsh, but it's the truth, okay? After an unforeseen emergency, depending on the severity, it could be weeks before we see delivery from Amazon or whatever the case may be. So now let's talk about pet food and supplies. If you have a small dog, a large dog, cats, fish, birds, reptiles, I don't know why you would have reptiles, but if you do, we all know it's important to have the food that they need to eat. Why? Because they rely on us. It's been hard to get some dog and cat food in the past couple of years. I know this. My veterinarian actually warned me when I took my dog there for their, their shots and all. It's getting harder and harder to get animal food. So just giving you the heads up if you have not heard about that yet. Now, let's talk about the final thing, is how to make more food more sustainable. Grow a garden. Okay, get your freedom gardens going. Eat what's in season. Please stop wasting food. Freeze it, dehydrate it, Mylar bag it. I don't care what you do with it, do it, okay? Eat more plants. Farmers markets are available. Find them, okay? And go there, okay? So that's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video today on ways to make your pantry sustainable. My goal is to help others to be prepared for the unexpected. Okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.